Hey guys, Tim here from Candid Tech TV. Today we're taking a look at this Topfoison native 1080p projector. So stay tuned. This one looks pretty good and we're going to take a look at it coming up. Alright guys, so yeah, Topfoison did help get me a review unit of this so I can test it out here on the channel. So this is a native 1080p projector, which is pretty cool. This is the first one that I've actually reviewed on this channel here. Up to then, it's been the 720p and 480p models. So you're going to notice definitely better image quality, so stay tuned because I did a test of that. Guys, the link for this projector is going to be right down here below in the description, so check that out if you're interested, but here we go. Alright guys, so yeah, here's the projector out of the box and up close. So you can see the lens here on the front. On the bottom, this is really cool because you have this little kickstand down here, and it's this little button. So this is plastic, but if you hit this button here, this is retractable. So pretty neat feature. On the top here, you've got your typical focus wheel and then your keystone right here. Also on the top on the other side here, you've got kind of your button controls. You got your OK, power, source, play and pause, menu, and then you've kind of got your up, left, down, right interspersed between those. The bottom here is padded, so that's nice. These have little padding points on each of the four corners. And then on the back, you got your connections here. So you get your power cable, which will be included, 2 USB spots, 1 HDMI, VGA, AV, and headphone jack. So this is where you can hook up your external speakers, which I'd highly recommend. You will get your HDMI cable, VGA, and AV in the box, as well as the power cable there. Alright guys, so here this is hooked up to my Roku, so we're at the main menu here. So this does only have one HDMI port, which is one of the negatives, but this is hooked up to that right now. You can see right off, based on some of the text that you can see here, if you've seen any of my other reviews on the 720p or the 480p models, you can see a huge difference here in the actual text and just the clarity compared to those. So we're going to hop over here into Netflix real quick. I'll show you a little bit here. Alright, so here we go as we kind of do the thumbnail test here and kind of going through some of these. You can just see again here too the clarity, looking at like the descriptions there and that. I'm 10 feet away right next to kind of where the projector is. I have it set up about 9 feet and I can clearly read everything in the description there. I can see the runtime perfectly. I can see where it says 98% match, the year, how many seasons, all that stuff, which is a little bit more of a struggle on some of the 720p or definitely the 480p projectors. So we'll take a look here quickly at YouTube as well. Alright, so we're going to look at Nick Nimmin's free stock video footage here to do a little bit of a test so you can kind of see what this looks like in 1080p. And again, here's another video with some drone footage. I've shown this in the past too if you've watched a couple of my other recent reviews, so you can kind of compare the footage to, say, the CL760 test video, which is a 720p projector, and see this versus the 1080p. And we'll do one more stock footage clip here, and here is like a koi pond, and you can see pretty good level of clarity there. This is definitely more crisp and clear than the 720p version. So there you go. So zoomed in compared to some of the pixeling that sometimes happens on like the 720p and the 480p when you're looking this far up close. You can see you actually don't see a whole lot of pixelation or a whole lot of the words running together. Definitely looks a lot more crisp coming up close here. When I zoom back out, definitely still have that clarity there than where definitely not an issue watching from far away. Okay guys, so now the lights are on, so it's still dark outside, so I don't have any of that coming in from the windows or anything, but this is what it looks like with both kind of a lamp and a ceiling fan on in the room here. So you can see it's definitely a little bit more washed out now, and you can tell a difference, you know, in the clarity a little bit, and the colors are definitely a little less saturated, a little bit more washed out. And then again, here's the main menu. So this is something where, you know, a PowerPoint presentation in, say, like a classroom or something, you know, with the lights off, but maybe some daylight coming in, still look okay. You can still see, you can read all the letters and everything pretty decently. So PowerPoint presentation would still probably fare well. All right, so we'll watch that same car clip that we saw earlier, but now this is going to be with the lights on. So you can see definitely a little bit more washed out here, but definitely have a little bit more clarity with this 1080p model. A lot of the other projectors I've reviewed in my budget projector playlists were the 480 and 720p variety, so you can definitely see the step up with this kind of projector. So guys, the other thing to note, the fan on this is actually pretty quiet, so you're not really going to notice it, especially if you hook it up to external speakers. It sounded pretty good with just the regular speakers, and the fan noise didn't overwhelm them. Also, using this while watching football was actually pretty pleasing. You could definitely see like the ticker down at the bottom well. You could see a lot of the stats and stuff way more clear than you did on the budget models. I'm going to put up a few pictures right now to show you so you can kind of get a feel for what that's going to look like. I guess, yeah, so this is a pretty cool projector, great for a home theater. It's pretty reasonably priced still for what you get for it. It's nice because it has the kickstand on the bottom here where you can prop it up. And it's going to be a little bit bigger than some of the 480p projectors, but the picture quality is definitely a step up. As you saw probably in some of that footage, if you watch one of the reviews of the 480p or the 720p projectors, when you're looking at the thumbnails on Netflix and you're looking at text and things like that, this is way more sharp. So when you're watching a football game and things like that, the score, the highlights, and kind of the ticker down at the bottom, it's going to be way better quality than it would be on one of those other budget projectors. Of course it might change, but at the time of this video, this projector is $229. I think that's a steal because some of the 720p projectors are pretty close to that same price, and for $229 you can get a 4x7 foot picture up on your wall, and it's going to be 1080p. It's going to be HD quality. So if you're looking at a TV or a projector, this might possibly be a better option for you. But guys, link for this is going to be down here below in the description, so check that out. Like I said, $229 currently on Amazon. That is an affiliate link, so it helps the channel out if you use that, regardless of whether you get this one or not. If you did like this video, please hit that like button down there below. Also, hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content. I do a lot of projector reviews on my channel, as well as a few other things like earbuds and headphones. So if you like this video, check out this one right here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right up there. Thanks for hanging out with me here today, guys, and you take care till the next one.